Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discuss a short story by the famous American writer Edgar Allan Por, which is the title is The Telltale Heart. If you're curious about this story, don't go anywhere. Let's move to the next slide. The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Por. An unknown narrator opens the story by addressing the reader and claiming that he is nervous but not mad. He says that he is going to tell a story in which he will defend his sanity yet confess to having killed an old man. His motivation was neither passion nor desire for money, but rather a fear of the man's pale blue eye. Again, he insists that he is not crazy because his cool and measured action told criminals are not those of a madman. Every night he went to old man's apartment and secretly observed the man sleeping. In the morning, he would behave as if everything were normal. After a week of this activity, the narrator decides, somewhat randomly, that the time is right actually to kill the old man. When the narrators arrive late on the night toll, the old man wakes up and cries out. The narrator remains still stalking the old man as he sits awake and frightened. The narrator understands how frightened the old man is, having also experienced the lonely terror of the night. Soon, the narrator hears a dull pounding that he interprets as the old man's terrified heartbeat. Worried that a neighbor might hear the loud thumping, he attacks and kills the old man. He then dismembers the body and hides the pieces below the floorboard in the bathroom. He is careful not to leave even a drop of blood on the floor. As he finishes his job, a clock strikes the hour of 4. At the same time, the narrator hears a knock at the street door. The police have arrived, having been called by a neighbor who heard the old man shriek. The narrator is careful to be chatty and to appear normal. He leads the officers all over the house without acting suspiciously. At the height of his bravado, he even brings them into the old man's bedroom to sit down and talk at the scene of the crime. The policemen do not suspect a thing. The narrator is comfortable until he starts to hear a loud thumping sound. He recognizes the loud sound at the heart of the old man, pounding away beneath the floorboards. He panics, believing that the policeman must also hear the sound and know he's killed. Driven mad by the idea that they are mouthing his agony with their pleasant chatter, he confesses to the crime and shrieks to the man to rip up the floorboards. From this story, we learn that the culprit who killed the old man confessed his crime. And don't forget about the moral value, because every story has the moral value. And the moral insight that can be drawn from this story is that if we can control ourselves from excessive emotion and thought, we can avoid doing evil such as killing and hurting other person. Suggestion from ourselves is the more important. If we suggest ourselves to do a good things, then we will avoid bad action. In other words, think positively.